So, I hope I'm audible to you all. Good evening, everyone. So, today we are going to discuss about data structures. Fine. So, I think you could able to see my screen here. Okay. So, within few minutes we can start our session. Okay. Okay. So, in this last session, so we have discussed about your TCS CodeVita, and then what are the things which is needed, and then how we can able to log into the web page and everything. Right. So today we are going to discuss data structure and algorithm, how it is working on it, and then why it is needed, and then what is the meaning of linked list, and then based on the code that we are going to discuss, and then we are going to work on it. Okay, so parallelly you guys have to work on it, have to ask me any doubts that you are having it. Okay. Fine. So here, before going to the data structure, we just wanted to know what are the importance that we need to learn it in FOP. Okay. So FOP, which is nothing but which is fundamentals, like arrays, recursion, function, and looping. So you guys are thinking that which is very easy. Okay, so but so many times, so many interviews, so many tricky questions that they could able to ask you. Okay, so for example in arrays, finding a median of the element. Okay, so you just wanted to find out only a positive integers. From the positive integer you just wanted to find the mid element. Okay, so recursion, which is very important concept in your I'm not telling about only TCS, I'm just telling about all those companies like pseudocodes. Okay, so if you are taking in a pseudocode, the recursion will be a part. Okay, so without recursion they won't ask you any pseudocodes. Why? Because so how we can able to crack an interview, na, like you guys need to focus on this recursion, function, looping, and arrays. Okay, so you may ask me, ma'am, what about decision making, what about strings? Okay, so what about other topics? Like other topics you have to know it, but mainly they'll focus on these things. Okay, so if you are learning a looping, we could able to cover up with arrays, then after that function and recursion. Right, so next, what is that now, like recursion, which is nothing but we just wanted to call itself again and again. Okay, so it will call itself again and again until my function gets false. Okay, so this is what a recursion, which is nothing but I'm just doing you are just telling me to write an imposition for 10 times. What I'll do, I'm just doing the same work for 10 times. Okay, which means what, at count of 10 I just wanted to complete all this work and then have to present it to you, right? So if I reach it count 10, so what I'll do, I'll stop my work, right? So many of you would able to know the factorial and Fibonacci numbers here, right? So recursion, only one disadvantage, which is what, na, it consumes more memory. It consumes more memory. So that is what recursion it is taking it. And one more thing, which is what now, for example, if I am calling in a function n into fact of n minus 1, what will happen now, each time whenever we are calling in a function, it will allocate, it will create a one memory. So n into fact of n minus 1, again we are calling in a function, for that time it will create one more memory, right? So n into fact of n minus 1, as like that, until my fact of 1 is getting 0, until that it will call the function again and again. This is called as what? Recursion. Okay, so function which is not like that, so function which is basically, it will call whenever we need it, it will call the function, it will do those particular operation, then it will return those value to the main function. This is main function. This is called what na, like function. Okay, right? So this is what a basic things. Okay, and if you are taking functions, we will discuss furtherly. Why? Because in data structures we will use so many functions, that time we could able to discuss this. In binary search tree or binary tree, we could able to see a recursion part while inserting those values into my memory, right? So anyhow, in future we could able to discuss everything. Okay, so don't worry, right? So next, what we are going to discuss now, like you guys know about the looping, right? So you guys are thinking that looping, which is very easy topic. No, which is not. Okay, so if you guys know the 4 languages, which you could able to answer it. Okay, ma'am, I know only Python. Okay, in Python we don't have do while loop, am I right? So ma'am, I know Java. So only Java, based on syntax we could able to do that. For example, for of minus minus I minus minus I and then I minus minus, inside that I am just printing your value, like C out of I value. So here what will happen now, you could able to see. Okay, so these function only will work in C and C++. Okay, so if you are asking in Java, what will happen? Throw you an error. Okay, so illegal uses of syntax. Okay, so it will throw you an error. Okay, we could not able to use like this, right? But Python also we can't. Why? Because the syntax is different compared to other 3 languages. Okay, so they'll ask you, they'll raise you the question, which is what? Yeah, looping, which is nothing but I just wanted to do the operation, the same operation repeatedly for n number of times, that you know. For that, why I need 3 looping statement? You know that looping, I just wanted to repeat the process, okay, again and again, right? For that, why I need 3 looping statements, which is for, while and do while. Why we need these 3? Yeah, you guys know that, which is what na, like for loop, when I know the starting point, when I know the starting point, when I know the stop point, I could able to prefer for loop. For example, here I just wanted to start with 1, I just wanted to end with 5. Okay, and then how I need to increase the steps by 1, I plus 1. Okay, I know everything, right? So that time I could able to prefer for loop. Yeah, you are right. Okay, so for my starting point, which will be I equals to 1, I less than n, your n value is 5. Okay, so till 5 we need to print I, we just wanted to give equal to I plus plus. So inside that, what we have to give it? We just wanted to print the value, right? So system dot out dot print of I. Right, we are just printing in a value, which is not an issue. This you know, right? This you know, right? So my question is what now? Why we need a 3 looping statements? So next which will be what? While. So what are the operations that we are doing it using in a for loop, that we can able to use it in while loop itself, right? One thing which will be what now? Space complexity. So here the space complexity which is coming, which is what? The first line which is equals to, we have to give it as I is equals to 0. The next we have to give inside the while loop, like, which is what? I less than or equals to 5. Next you just wanted to print system dot out dot print of I, then I plus plus you need to give it. Okay, so how many lines it is taking? 1 2 3 4 5 6, totally 6 lines it is taking it, right? So you have to avoid this. That is the reason we just wanted to preferring for loop. One thing, okay, one point that you could able to tell it as 1 point. One more point were there, which is what now? Like for example, if your n value is 153, we just wanted to add these 3 and have to tell it as output as 9. How could able to do it? Using in a while loop. This we could able to tell it as entry control loop. Entry control loop. Here what is happening? Yeah, I am just controlling my value, which means what? My n value which is not equals to 0. If it is like that, you can go inside, you can perform your operation as like that. I am just telling to the compiler, right? So inside that what I have to do, I am just using in a temporary variable equals to n mod of 10. So modulus, which gives you what? Remainder, and then division, which gives you the quotient. Okay, so this is what the difference between these two. Then next what is happening? What I have to do, I just wanted to add those values. So sum equals to sum plus temporary variable. Okay, then next what we have to do, here n equals to n divided by 10. I'll tell you what are the things that we are going to do it. Okay, so here basically your n values what ma? 153. N values 153. Okay, I'm just erasing this. Yeah, here 153, right? So next what we are going to do, we are just taking in a modulus. So 153 mod of 10, which gives you remainder, right? So remainder, which is what? 3 here. So your temporary value here, temporary value will be updated as 3. The next what we have to do, I'm just storing here some values 0. Okay, why? Because we just wanted to add up with that. If you are not giving in a 0, garbage value will be there. Okay, if we are adding with this, the value will be added with the garbage value. That is the reason we have to give it as 0 there. The next what we have to do, the temporary variable will be 3. 3 plus 0, which is what? 3. Some value which is 3 updated, right? The next we just wanted to divide a value by 10. So 153 divided by 10, which gives you what? 15. So your n value also will be updated as 15 here. Got it? Next what will happen? That n value will travel here. Then here we have to check. 15 not equals to 0. Condition is true. Here it will come. 15 mod 10, which gives you what? 15 mod 10, which gives you what? 5. Right. So now temporary value will be updated as 5. Next we have to add up with this. Some value is 3 plus temp value is 5. If you are adding this, you will get 8. The next what we have to do, we just wanted to divide the number. 15 divided by 10, which gives you what? 1. Right. The next what we have to do, 1 will travel here. Now it will check 1 not equals to 0. So again my condition is true. Here it will come 1 mod 10 value, which will be what? 1 mod 10 value, which will be 1, right? Here it will comes. So your temp value will be 1. and then some value will be what? 8. 8 plus 1 value will be updated as 9. The next, which is what? 1 divided by 10. If you are taking this, it will be converted as a 0. Here it will come. Again it will check. 0 not equals to 0. Condition is false. So what will happen? It will come out. Condition is false. It will come out. Then we could able to print your sum value. Right. So system dot out dot print of sum. Right. So here if you are printing sum, you will get printed as 9. Got it? This is what while loop. Okay. So here I have told it to you what is the meaning of for loop and while loop. These ultimate changes they there, right? So I am not going to work for loop for 153 times, right? So only what 3 times my for loop while loop is running in it, and then have to print the value. So this is the easy purpose that we can able to do it using in a while loop. Next, do while loop, which is nothing but this operation we could able to do it via do while loop also. But if my condition is wrong also, what will happen? If my condition is wrong also, we would able to execute the code only once. That is called as a do while loop. Okay, that is called as a do while loop. Okay, so for example, I value is 5. I value is 5. Do, right? So inside that, system dot out dot print of hello. So while of I value equals to 10. Don't forget here the semicolon. Okay, so if you are giving like this, what will happen? Your I value is 5. The condition is false. What will happen now? If your condition false also, you could able to come inside me, then have to check whether you can run the condition only once if your condition false also. Okay, this is what do while. No, don't. Make a note of it. Okay, so only I'm not going to tell much. Okay, so only few things. What are the important concepts that only I need to tell you. The next, which is what now? Like next, which is what we are just going to enter data structures. You know what is the meaning of data structures, right? A data structure, we just wanted to structurize the data and then have to store in the particular order. That is called data structure. Okay, so it should be a linear order, it should be a non-linear order, that you have to decide it. Okay, so for that we have some types. Okay, so I'll tell you what are the main thing that we are going at, what is the specialization of the data structure and everything. Okay, so first thing which will be in the data structure, first thing which will be what na, like organizing and processing and we could able to retrieving the data storing data, so these are the things that we can able to do it in efficiently. Okay, just like different containers. Okay, so here we are just going to use a different containers used to hold a different material. For example, bottle of water, boxes of books. Okay, and for etc. Okay, so for like that we are just going to store some of the different materials in a different format. That is called as a data structure. Okay, so different data structures are used to hold the data in ways that make a certain operations faster and easier, right? So that is the main purpose of data structure. Okay, so now I have told it to you what is data structure. Now we are going to discuss about why we have to learn a data structure. Okay, so here, because the data is everywhere, we could able to know. Okay, for example, if you are going somewhere and then giving your name, they'll ask you, so in your name so many members were there, please tell me the initial, right? So in your initial so many members were there, please tell me the address. You could able to see in Endiran movie, right? So in this Endiran movie, what will happen, the robot will read those book, and then he will tell the numbers of the names, right? So that time what will happen, he'll ask first initial, first he'll ask name, he could not able to tell, then he could able to find the three names. The next what will happen, he'll ask initial, in this initial also there will be three members were there. So next he'll ask the address, after that he'll tell you the phone number, right? So this is called as a data. Data is everywhere, and then what we have to do it, we just wanted to manage it efficiently using the key of the speed, right? So here we just wanted to manage the data only, not the thing, right? So what we have to do, the scalability which is important, and performance of the software is important, correct? Yes. So with the data structure you could able to access and modify the data efficiently. We could able to access the data and then have to modify the data efficiently. You guys know what is the meaning of data structure. Okay, so I'm just telling you why you have to learn it. Okay, please make a note of it what I'm telling, right? Okay, so first thing which will be what, you can access and modify the data efficiently. Next which will be what, organize and process the large amount of data. Main thing, organize, we just wanted to only not an organizing, we just wanted to process the data, right? And then writing optimized algorithm. So here in this TCS CodeVita, they are mainly focusing on algorithm and data structures and algorithm, right? For example, if I have told you the code which is what, 153, if you are adding it you will get 9, only this code. So what will happen here, you have to you can use a while loop, you can use a string. Okay, so you would able to convert into string, you can split it, and then you have to convert into a number, can add it. So for one code we have many options. For one program we have many logics. You could able to use a logic that what you want, correct? Yes, that logic which is efficient or not, we have to check it. That is the main purpose. So what we are writing an algorithm which is very very optimized or not, which is very very complexity which is less or not, everything which is matters. Okay, next which is what, we just wanted to build a real world system like databases, file systems, compilers, browsers and AI tools, right? So according to that, which data structure that I need to use it, that you have to know it. Got it? Yes, these are the main part why we need to learn a data structures. Okay, just make a note of it. Yes, roadmaps. Okay, great. So here you have said roadmap. Roadmap for what purpose that we are doing at roadmap? A graph. Okay, so we are just wanted to using a graph to find the map. For example, from here to Chennai I need to go it. For example, here from Coimbatore to Chennai I need to travel it. Okay, so what is the best way that I could able to reach Chennai? That we need to find out, right? So from this part I am just using what? Graph, right? So this is what a main purpose of data structure. Got it? Yeah, please make a note of it what I'm telling, which is very very important. After that we could able to start with next part. Okay, so next which will be types of data structure. So from before that you guys know about a primitive and non-primitive, right? So primitive, which is nothing but built-in types of programming languages, so which is we could able to tell it as integer, float, character and boolean, which is primitive data structures, right? So non-primitive, which is nothing but we are just dividing into two types. Okay, so in this data structure itself we have two types. Okay, so one which is what now, one which is primitive data structure, and one more which is what, non-primitive data structure. Okay, so primitive data structure, which is nothing but you know that integer, float, character and boolean. Non-primitive, which is nothing but we have two types. Okay, so which is what now, like linear and then non-linear. So in this linear we could able to tell it as, you know that what is that, elements are arranged one after another. Okay, so one after another. Okay, so which means in row wise. This is if you are taking this. Okay, I am just storing the value 5 here. Next if you are giving is 8, one after another we are just going to store 8 here. Then next 7, 6, 5, as like that we will store. That is called as a linear. Non-linear, which is not like that. Okay, hierarchical, we could able to tell it as hierarchical or interconnected. Okay, so hierarchical, interconnected. Okay, so this is called as non-linear. Okay, so in this linear we have some types. First, which will be what na, arrays, as I already said you, right? So next, which is what na, linked list. Next, stack, and finally queue. This is called as what? Linear data structure. Non-linear data structure, which is nothing but tree and graph. Tree and graph. We could able to add it as hash table also. Right. So first thing, arrays, that you know, this is a basic thing, right? It will be in sequential order. Memory will be sequential order. As I already said you, right? We could able to start from a of 0, a of 1, a of 2, like that till a of n. We can able to store those values in my memory, which is continuous memory. Continuous memory. Okay, but this is what array, that you know. But linked list, which is not like that an array. Okay, for example, if you wanted to understand the linked list now, you guys have to know about a train. Okay, right? So what is the meaning of train? Yeah, engine were there. This is called as an engine. The next, which is what? Compartments were there. So imagine that this is a compartment. The compartments will holds your passengers, right? And then it is connected with the next compartment. It holds a passenger, then it is connected with the next compartment. Okay, so this is called as a train. This is called as a train. I'm just telling about the train. Okay, so only train. Okay, so engine holds your first compartment, correct? Engine holds your first compartment. Through that we could able to access the multiple compartments, correct? Yes, this is called as what? Train. I'm just telling about the train. Okay, okay, so here what I'm just telling with the train. Okay, so here we have a head value, head, which is nothing but it holds your memory, first memory address. This we could able to call it as node. Okay, this we could able to call it as node. Node holds your value. Okay, and then next compartment next compartment's address. Okay, so next compartment address. Yes, okay, where we have to go next, that connection also it holds. Okay, for example, here it is 1000, where it will be here, right? So next, here if it is 2000, these address will holds here. Okay, the next, here value will be there. Just think, if I don't have any last compartment, you could able to see the X marks in the compartment, correct? Which means what? That is the last compartment. Okay, no other compartment were connected with that. Yes, here also as like that, no last compartment, no next node will be there. So you can store the null value here. That is called as a linked list. Have you all got it? Yes, have you all got with this? Take your time, understood what I have told it to you. After that I'll repeat it. Okay, Got it? Yes. Linked list, which is what? Advanced structure. So it is the best place to start. Correct? Yes. So what is linked list? It is a collection of nodes where node contains your data and then next pointer. Okay. So in Java we don't have pointer. So what will happen now? We could able to tell it as next node. Okay, right. So unlike arrays and linked lists are not stored in the continuous memories. Okay, you have to remember it. They are dynamic. You can able to add or remove elements at runtime without worrying about the size limits. Okay, so this is called as what? Na linked list. Okay, so how many nodes that you want? You could able to ask me, sir, ma'am, so if you are telling it, right, so how many nodes I could able to connect it? That is your responsible, that is your wish. Okay, so how many memory that you want, how many value that you need to insert, that many values that you can able to create it, sorry, that many nodes you can able to create it. Okay. Okay, now we are going to see how we can able to structurize the node. Okay, for example, how we can able to using an OOPS concept. What is the meaning of OOPS concept? What is the meaning of OOPS? Object oriented programming language. Okay, so class and object, which is nothing but combined together of multiple objects, we are just going to create a class. For example, if I am telling you to write your personal data in your white paper, what you will do? Yeah, you will write your name, you will write your father name, which year that you are studying it, which college, and then where you are from. Some members, they'll write their phone numbers, email IDs, and then father name, mother name, what they were doing it, brother, sister, all those details. But what I have to do now, I'm just going to customize the data. For example, if I'm telling you to write, you will write it by your ish. Correct? What I'm going to do now, I need only the 5 details. What is that? Your name, your college name, your mail ID, your roll number, and then your mobile number. This is enough for me. What I'll do? Yes, I'll take a printout and then I'll give it to you. You will write it in the dash parts. Correct? Yes, which is easy for me to collect only the data what I want. Correct? Yes, that is called as a OOPS concept. Okay, so what I needed, what I'm doing it now, I'm just creating a copy of the background. Okay, so using that background, whenever I want it, I just wanted to take a xerox from that, and then only those data, those places I could able to fill whatever that I want. Okay, that is called as what? That is called as what? OOPS concept. Okay, so here I'm just going to create a class of node. Okay, so what here I have here I am going to create it. Inside that, what I have to do, I'm just going to store the data which will be integer. Initially, let's store the values 1 2 3. What is that? Integer, right? So int data, the class node int data. That's fine. Next, what I have told it to you, the next node, which is what? Indicating your where I have to go next. Correct? Yes, that should be also a node. That is the reason, based on your class name, node of next I'm just giving here. Next, what I have to do, I'm just creating a constructor here, node of int data. that constructor, which is nothing but, I've told you the Xerox copy, right, is in this places. Okay, so this dot data equals to data, and then this dot next equals to null. Whenever you are calling in a class, what will happen? It will create a node. In that node, here the data value will get stored. Here default value, which will be null character, it will store automatically. Right, so this is called as your Xerox copy. So how many times you are calling in a node, that many times it will create with your data and then with your null character. You could able to replace what value that you want in the particular places. Got it? Yes, this is how you are going to create your classes here. Right, so class of node, inside the node what we have to do, we are just going to store your data and the next memory. So in this next memory also a node, right, so for that we are just going to create a constructor. Constructor should be there in your class name. So here the class name and then constructor name should be same. So into data, so here if you are changing the variable name, you should not give your this keyword. This will gives you the reference variable, so that is the reason. If you are changing in a variable which is not required, if you are using the same variable, like data, we have to use these keyword. If you are not giving also, it will work. These dot data equals to data, and then these dot next equals to null character. We have created a constructor. Right. So next what we have to do, we just wanted to create a linked list. Right. So using in a Java. So as I already said you, so what is the meaning of linked list? Correct? Yes. So initially what will happen now? I'll create my head value. So initially head value should be a null character. Right. So head value should be a null character. Right. So next what I will do, I just creating in a node. In this is your node 1. Okay, is node 1. What I am going to do here, node 1, I am just inserting your data and the next memory will be null. Node 1 I have created. So these address which will be 1000. So what I have to do, I need to replace this head value to the 1000. Right. This is what the procedure that we have to do it. The same thing that we are going to write it in the programming part. Okay. So if you got this logic, please tell me. If you are not, I'll repeat it. Okay. So now please try to understood and please tell me, have you got it or not. Okay. So here okay. So here what I'm going to do now, yes, I'm just going to create one class of linked list. Okay, so inside that only we are going to call the functions. Okay, so we are just going to call the functions. Okay, so here first function which will be what, we are just going to insert the value, right? So it should be public class of insert of your data. So inside that, what we have to do? Yes, obviously we just wanted to create a node, correct? Yes, we just wanted to create a node. So node of new node equals to new, we have to call the class new node of data and then have to pass your input value to the class, right? Now what will happen? I have created the new node. Now have to check with head part. If your head value, equals to null character, what we have to do? This new node address have to store it in the head part, correct? Yes. So head equals to new node, and then we can return it. This is what your first memory, then we can return it. Okay, so this is what actually the first node, how we can able to insert into my linked list. Okay, got it? Yes. No ma'am, that is not a first node. Now what you will do? Yes, I have to store it in the second part, correct? Yes, I am just taking node of current temporary, that variable name, that is your wish. Okay, you could able to take it, but please remember that what is the variable name that you are taking it. Okay, so many of you will forget what you are taking it. That is the reason easy memory, easy variables name, that I am just taking it. Current value equals to head. Why? Because while I'll iterate the value, so to get your last position, right? So that is the reason I am just storing your head value to the current position. The next what we have to do, we just wanted to iterate it, right? So while of current dot next not equals to null character, then what we have to do? If it is not equals to null character, so current equals to current dot next, right? So once we have got it, we just wanted to store your current dot next equals to new node. Ma'am, you are typing ma'am, but we could not, you are writing ma'am, but we could not able to understood. Now let me explain you clearly, right? So here okay, this is what your function. Okay, so here what is happening now? Imagine that your head value were there. Okay, so here head value is 1000. In this 1000 we have one node holds the data as 1, and then 2000 which is nothing but which is connected with another memory, and then it holds your data as 2, and then 3000. In this 3000 we have some value which is 4, and then null character. Okay, so we just wanted to add here, we just wanted to append the value at last, right? So what you will do here? Yes, we just wanted to iterate a value, right? So first we know that 1000 we have a node, 2000, yes, we have a node. Then next what we have to do? 2, 3000 we have a node. Then next here we have to come 4, null character, we don't have any node. So why? Because the next part which will be a null character, we don't have a next node. So what we have to do? Here you have to append the value. That how I could able to do that? Using in a while loop. Got it? Yes. So here if you could able to see, so initially your head value is null character, head value is equals to null character, not an issue, that is the first node that we can able to append it, right? So this address, okay, so head equals to new node, that address will be stored here, which is not an issue, right? So this is easy, this is not an issue, right? But what we have to do, if you wanted to update the last position or in between, what we have to do? Yes, node current equals to head value. I'm just taking one temporary variable which is current, I'm just storing the value here. Okay, next current dot next. Current dot next, which means what? 1000 dot next. In this 1000 dot next, what value will be there? Whenever we were telling a dot next of the particular node, which is indicating the next memory's address, right? So 1000 dot next, which is indicating 2000. 2000 position, which is not equals to null character, condition true. So current dot next 2000 will move to current position. Now current value will be updated as 2000. Okay, so 2000. Now what will happen? Here it will come. Again while loop, here it will go. So current dot next. Current dot next, what is the value here? Now current dot next 2000 dot next 3000. 3000 not equals to null. Yes, 3000 not equal to null. Okay, so there we have 3000. So what will happen? That value 3000 will be stored in the current part. Now 3000 will be updated in the current part. So what will happen here? Again here it will come. 3000 dot next in null character. Right? 3000 dot next, which is a null character. So obviously it will, here it will come. It will check, yes, 3000 not equals to null, condition true. So it will come out from the loop. In that particular place we are just adding a new node, right? So what is a new node here? Imagine that this is what your new node address, which will be 5000. 5000 will be updated here. Okay, so these node will be added 11 and null character here. Got it? Yes, this is how you could able to insert those values. Got it? Please make note of it. Now what I'm going to do now, you guys are going to solve one question. Okay, so how it will be, basically I'll show you the question here. Just read the question carefully and based on that you could able to do it. Okay, let it be a deleting in a task in the task management system. You could able to ask me, ma'am, you have said how to insert the value, correct? Yes, you didn't teach me how to delete it, then how can able to do it? Just try. Okay, I have told you the iterations, right? So how could able to iterate and then how can able to insert it? Same iteration for printing, same iteration for deletion. Okay, so only that thing which is what, like inside the looping will get vary. Okay, just try to do it. I'll give you time, just try to do it. read of the question first. After that, find out the logic for this. Okay, then next I will show you the sample input and output. I'll show you input and output. So in this, what we have to do, I'll tell you. So basically, you're developing a task management application where the tasks are represented by the unique IDs. User can delete the tasks from the beginning of the task list to quickly remove the most urgent tasks. So you need to write a program to handle the deletion of task IDs from the beginning of the linked list. After all deletion are completed, the final list of the task IDs should be printed to confirm that the tasks have been removed. Okay, write a program to delete task ID from the beginning of the linked list. After all deletion, print the entire linked list to show the updated list of the task IDs. If the list is empty, print the message as list is empty. Input format, the first line contains an integer n and then number of task IDs to be initially added to the linked list, and then second line contains n space separated integer representing the task IDs. The third line contains an integer m, the number of tasks to be deleted from the beginning. Constraints we don't have. And then output format, after completing all deletion, print the current linked list with the deletion separated by the spaces. Okay, sample input and output they have given to you. So 5 3 element, first 3 element have to deleted, and then 304 305 have to printed. If 999 were there, only one were there, that one also have been removed, so list is empty, that message that you need to print it. Okay, this is what your code. So here what I'm going to do now, I'm just deleting everything. Okay, so we will start from scratch. Import java util.start, and then class of node we need to create it. So inside that, int data, and then node of next, and then node of int data. Inside that, which will be this start data equals to data, this dot next equals to null character. So I already said you, so what is the meaning of constructor, and then why we were preferring this. Yes, you know this, right? Yes, we have using a constructor to set your default node. This place this data have to store, and in this place have to store a null character, right? I've created a class here. Now what we have to do, I just wanted to create your linked list. So inside that, we just wanted to store it as your head value first, right? So head value, it holds the first memory's address. That is the reason I just wanted to add your value here, and then have to add a new task to the end of the list. Okay, so right here what we are going to do, we are just going to insert those value here. I'm just taking it as an append or insert, that is your wish. Okay, so let it be insert of int data. So inside that, what I have told it to you, we just wanted to create a new node of equals to new node of data, right? So inside that, if of your head value equals to null character. So inside that, what we have to do, so head value equals to new node, right? And then once we have inserted, we can able to return it, right? Or else I just wanted to take it as a temporary variable here, node of temp equals to your head part. So I have stored your head value. Now I just wanted to iterate this, right? So what I have to do, while temp dot next, which is not equals to null character. So inside that temp equals to temp dot next, right? So once we have gotten a last part, so in that we have to store your new node there, right? Temp dot next equals to new node. I've stored it. I have inserted the value. Now what is their process that we have to do it? We just wanted to delete from the beginning. Got it? We just wanted to delete from the beginning. So void delete from first of I need not to pass any value, right? So only I'm gonna calling in a function if your head value equals to null character, so nothing will be there in my memory, so we could able to print it as what? List is already empty, right? We can able to return it or else head equals to head dot next. Okay, so this is what your delete from first. The next what we have to do, we just wanted to print the list. So void print of, so inside that as usual, if your head value equals to null character, we just wanted to print list is empty, right? Yes. Once we have printed, we just wanted to return it. Or else as usual what we have done it here. Okay, so using a temporary variable we have traversed, right? Same thing, node temp equals to head. The next what we have to do, you have to use a while loop, while of temp not equals to null character. So inside that we just wanted to print the data. How? System.out. Print of, if you are printing in a temp, it will print an address. If you are printing next, it will move to the next character. So we have to print it as temp.data. We have to print it as temp.data. Okay, got it? Yes. The next what we have to do, if of temp dot next not equals to null character, we just wanted to print with space. Yes, space only we are printing, we are not going to print any values, right? System.out dot print of space. The next, which is what? Once we have printed the space, we just wanted to move the next position. Temp equals to temp dot next. Got it? Yes. Yes. I'm just closing this function. I'm just closing this class. Now what we have to do, we have done with this linked list class. Now what we have to do, we just wanted to call the main function, right? So without main function, how could able to proceed with that? Yes, without main function, how we can able to do that? Yes, I have to call the main function. So public class of main, so inside that public static void main of string argument scanner s is equals to new scanner of system dot in, right? So inside that what we have to do, int n equals to what we have to do, yes, sc dot next int of. The next which is what we just wanted to call a linked list class name, right? So linked list equals to new linked list of. We have created new linked list. Now what we have to do, we just wanted to use a for loop to call those values and have to append into the list, right? So for int I equals to 0, I less than n and I plus plus. So inside that list dot append of sc dot next int of. Now we have to get your m value. Int m equals to sc dot next int of. That is the key value, how many value that we have to delete. This value also have to give inside your for loop. Int I equals to 0, I less than n and I plus plus, right? So sorry, not based on n, based on m. We just wanted to delete those values. So list dot delete from first of the function. I am just calling in a function, we have given it. Now next what we have to do, we just wanted to print your list dot print of. Okay, this is what your code. Okay, let's find out any error where there or not. Yes, we have an error. Okay, right. So what I have done it like, just a minute, I missed the brackets. Okay, so that is the error. I have used it as append, but what it is means, I have used it in the insert, right? So insert only we have used it, right? So here I have used it append function, right? So will not be permitted. Let's submit your code here. So all the test cases have been passed. Okay. Yes, this is what your code. Okay, so I'll show you step by step. Just make a note of it. If you have any doubt, ask me. Got it? Yes, I'll scroll it down. Just make a note of it. I'll scroll it down. I'll scroll it down the last part, main function. Please make a note of it. Completed? Yes. Make it fast. Okay, so let's discuss. We have two types of linked list, like three types of linked list. Okay, so only one that we have discussed. Okay, so one which will be one which will be singly linked list and doubly linked list and circular linked list. Okay, so singly linked list, that we have seen it already, right? So basically how it is working on it, and then what is the meaning of singly linked list and everything. Doubly linked list, that we need to discuss it, and then circular linked list need to discuss it. Doubly linked list, which is nothing but, so here you have seen it, right? So in single linked list we have only a next, but doubly linked list we have previous and next. 1 minute, I will reload the page here, it is very slow. Just a minute. So in this doubly, so we have, this is called node. So here which will be data, previous and then next. Okay, so basically how it will be na, imagine that I have a head part. Head, it stores your first memory's address. This is called node 1. So in this node 1 we have a data which is 10, and then previous null character, next also null character. Okay, so here head value which will be what, these address, let it be 2000. These 2000 will be stored here. Okay, right. So now what we have to do, where I need to go previously. So this is the first node, I need not to go anywhere. So next node, if I'm having here, which is node 2, here I'm just storing in a value is 20, right? So here also a null character, but previously I have a one more node, right? So not that node address, which will be what, that node address which will be what, 2000. That 2000 I need to store it here. Okay, and then here next, where I need to go, here, so which will be 3000. I need to store it here. Okay, so this is how you need to store those values. Got it? This is called as a doubly linked list, a class that we have created, right? So in this class we have used what, only a next term, but here we have to use what, previous term also, right? So previous term also. Then how could able to do it here while creating in a class? So class of node, so inside that int data, node next, and then node previous. Okay, yes. So in this node data, node of int data, here we have to give it as this dot data equals to data, and then this dot next equals to this dot previous equals to null character. You can close it, right? So this is what the thing. So while traversing an input output also, while inserting in a value also, we just wanted to take your next and previous value as a null character, and then while storing in a value, you could able to use a temp value, the previous address also have to store it. This is what your doubly linked list. Circular linked list, which is nothing but circular linked list, which is nothing but this is a head value, this is node 1, node 2, node 3. The next part which will be null character, right? So here which will be 1000, here which will be 2000, but at last here which will be null character should come, right? So node holds your what, this is your 1000 address, this is your 2000 address, let it be 500, here I am just taking it as a 5000 is an input. Okay, so here what I am going to do it now, like I am just storing in a values 1, 5 and then 7, right? This is a last node, right? So here it should be null character. No, here it should not be null character. The first node address 5000 were there, right? So that we need to store it, which means we don't have any null character in the circular linked list. We don't have any null character in the circular linked list. The last node which is connected with the first node, that is called as the last circular linked list. Got it? Yes, yes. We have a circular doubly linked list also, right? So so many places we won't prefer it. Okay, so only this, right? As usual, singly linked list, how it is working on it. But here what we will do now, the last node have to connect with the first node. Then what is your head value? That value have to store it in the last node. So whenever we were reaching in a head address, so what we have to do, that time you need to stop it. If your head address and then last node address both are same, we have to stop the process, right? So this is what your code process, this is how you need to do it. Got it? Yes. So while you are getting in a TCS question in the TCS CodeVita, don't get confused. Please read out the question carefully, understand the logic, based on that which data structure that I need to store it, which I need to use it. Just think, based on that you just do it. Okay. Yes, got it? Yes. If you have any doubt, you can able to ask me. If you don't have, if you have any queries in next class what we have to discuss and everything, you could able to tell me in the chat box. Okay guys, fine. So practice more questions in Hackerang and what is it, code chef and so many platforms. Okay, so why I'm telling that now, like not only a TCS CodeVita, so for future IT companies it will help you, right? So please practice more questions. Okay, so according to that, if you have any doubt, next session you can ask me, right? Thank you all.